And it must be really cool to, be a Canadian boy and shooting this movie in some of these places that you grew up, and then now at the Toronto Film Festival, bringing this movie kind of home because a lot of the movie filmed here as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. 5 years ago, I was going from a show called Orphan Black, and I moved to Los Angeles to shoot, to be on a show called Better Call Saul. And that's the last time I was in Toronto. And at the time, I needed extra money, so I had another job. And I was working as an usher. I was ushering people to their seats at the very same theater that we opened the film at, the Princess of Wales Theater.
Oh, isn't that?
So 5 years later, here I am at the
amazing.
same theater presenting a movie at TIFF that I'm in. So it really felt surreal to me.
I think we can make like a TIFF movie just about that story alone. That's so serendipitous that it kind of just
it was
ended up like that.
unbelievable. I remember just walking through the hallways yesterday in my tuxedo, and I'm like, I used to wear a tuxedo to work, but it was a kind of slightly different occasion, And it was really
cool.
like a nice sort of full circle moment.
That's very cool, and an amazing cast on this film as well, working with Alex and Jesse and of course Salma.
Absolutely.
But did they getting together beforehand? You guys had this like really great chemistry on set. But how did you guys kind of build that?
I'm one of my castmates on Better Call Saul, Bob Odenkirk, our lead, who plays Saul Goodman. He's a friend of. He knew Jesse when they were younger.
Okay, cool.
Bob's been writing for SNL and everything since he knows everybody in the sort of comedy world. And he gave me Jesse's number. So Jesse and I got on the phone before we started shooting together and got to know each other that way.
And was there a particular thing about the script or about the story that really drew you to it? Because it's a very, very intriguing story.
Thank you very much. I was very interested with the way, first of all, in Kim's script. I felt it was a very, very smart script that focused on the humanity of the characters. There was no stereotypical character. All the stereotypes were flipped. That's the first thing that caught my attention after obviously the story. And then the humanity of the characters was very important. It was put forth. The film wasn't necessarily about, watching these guys succeed in this capitalist ambition. It was about revealing their humanity. And in doing so, every character had a beautiful arc. And I was really seduced by the humanity of it. Yeah,
and I was talking with Alex about it earlier. I don't know if you were there the day, but I know he had a little accident on set where he
were going to the hotel.
Were you there?
Yes, we were going to the hotel, and as we were walking out, Alex's character slipped and he cut his hand open completely, and he had to go get stitches.
Wow, yeah.
He wanted to keep shooting, and I was the one who felt that he should
really?
I said, listen, man, go get stitches and make sure, I think it was tetanus shots.
Yeah, of course. I told him it was like a rusty bumper or something on a car he grabbed for.
Yeah, he was getting out of the car and he cut himself really deep. Ooh. I mean, I think there's a photo of it on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. Just like, whatever, we'll put a Band-Aid on it. We'll just keep on shooting.
Well, you have to when you're shooting, when you make a commitment to shoot a film in the forest. And we really were. I mean, we had to drive 2, 3 hours, 4 hours away from Montreal. And we had to shoot in the middle of the forest. We had to really go through those swamps. And once you're there and you're knee-deep into the swamp or you're in the middle of the forest, and you got Jesse and Mark Vega, the character I play, up there, there are no, you can't go anywhere to warm up or anything like that. It's just the dead of nowhere.
How does that change for you as an actor? Actually being in these locations opposed to maybe shooting this thing somewhere else or on a lot somewhere. How does that change it for you?
The location is definitely a character in this film. Absolutely. What I found really interesting is we were talking about the stock market in the natural forest backdrop where there was no civilization, and when you contrast the topic of money and stock market and milliseconds to the sound of birds and river, you hear the river and you hear people, obsessing about money, and you contrast these two, it really puts sort of our whole, capitalistic endeavors into perspective, and you realize wow, it sounds almost absurd, And that's what I like about also the title of the film. They want to get the information in the flap of a hummingbird's wings. That's why it's called the Hummingbird Project. I thought that was really clever.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It's been so good talking to you, man.
Thank you. You too, man.